April Broekaert-Glaciar and her family had to evacuate from their home in Hay River earlier in the week, and she joins us now from Edmonton, Alberta. April, thank you so much for joining us here. We really appreciate it, and I can only imagine what you and others are going through in this time. We'll start with this first question here, and what was it like to get the notice to evacuate?
It was very fast. Unless I missed it on my phone, we did not get a stage 1 or stage 2 notice that things were coming, our direction. I think it happened so quickly. The winds were so strong. The fire moved an incredible distance on Sunday in one day. I believe it was 50 kilometers in one day. And it cut cross country to the highway. And so we got the notice, and it was go. It wasn't pack to go. Be ready. It was go. So it wasn't the first evacuation for us. So it was not entirely shocking. And to be totally honest, I still had things packed from the fire evacuation in May. When we came back from that evacuation, I washed up sleeping bags from the truck and had water ready and in crates to load. So it was a little, it wasn't new, sadly.
Well, April, how would you describe some of the scenes that you were seeing while evacuating?
Oh, well, when we first left, the smoke had been building. We were seeing smoke building during the day, and just before 3 o'clock, I was outside watering my flowers, and fairly big pieces of ash started falling, but we hadn't been evacuated at that point, and it's like, this is really ominous. Something's not feeling very good about this. And so when we left, it was about the time we packed up, put sprinklers on our roof, and loaded dogs and everybody. It was about 10 after 6 in the evening when we drove out. And it was very smoky, and it very soon turned to an orange overcast sky. And billowing smoke. The smoke was really billowing and moving a lot, very erratic winds. And as we drove further, within a 30-minute span, we drove into really what looked like a hellstorm. It was, you could feel the heat inside the vehicle. If I rolled the windows down, I could hear the fire. And it was very unnerving, and there was so much flame still ahead of us that we didn't really know what we were going to drive into. We just drove to get through, and it was it seemed very vicious. The fire seemed very vicious and aggressive and quick, and we left, and not maybe 10, 15 minutes behind us, the highway closed.
So you're in Edmonton right now, right, April? So what type of assistance, if any, are you receiving while you're evacuated?
Well, right now, we're in Edmonton, and we've been to the St. Albert Evacuation Center. Folks there have been super helpful and great. They've registered us as evacuees and are offering through work with, I think, the Alberta government and the Northwest Territories government, hotel accommodations for a few days to help people get on their feet, and there's medical attention there, there's pet attention there, they've got rooms available for people with animals as well. And so it's been very good here. As we were evacuating, our first stop was in High Level, and there was no facilities available there for us. And the information was not available because the Northwest Territories had a communications blackout due to the fire taking out lines. And so we had no internet, no cell phone, and no data for Facebook or any other form of communication. Basically, it was solid once we got to High Level.
Well, just on that note, April, I wanted to ask, is there any word on your home and how the community of Hay River is doing, and maybe any word on when you may be able to return to Hay River?
No word on our home. Us, like everybody else, is definitely praying that we go back to a home. We know what fire can do. We know we just recently saw devastation at Hadelot First Nation, and then we've seen pictures since of Enterprise. So we haven't heard any official timeline, but it sounds like we should expect to be out at least 1 week. And some indications are that it could be longer until communication's restored. And right now, all resources are being used to keep that fire off of the town of Hay River. And the same in Fort Smith, Northwest Territories as well. All resources are just trying to do what they can to protect the community.
Right. Well, April,
we may be here for a bit.
Okay, well, that's certainly something that we'll be watching in April. We do appreciate your time, and you know, obviously we hope nothing but the best for you and everyone affected by these fires. And we again, we certainly appreciate your time in this moment. So we'll have to leave it there. But thank you so much for joining us here today, April.
All right, thank you. Thank you for covering this story, and to everybody who's opening their arms and the communities helping us. It makes a difference. So thank you.